Hello everyone, this is Fantastic Worlds. Welcome you back to Lovecraft Country and Cultist Simulator TLC, the Exile. Yeah, we are doing our chaos run here, which of course sprung itself upon us because chaos happens, and that's last episode. We're going to see what this episode turns out to be. So, a quick recap. We're currently located in Paris, of all places, where we currently chilling with our underworld connection, and a little bit of cash. The London card, by the way, is a... Oh god, how do I put this? You know, if I come up with radicals, can I set... London card's a bug. It should have disappeared when we escaped London to go to Paris, but the thing is, it didn't. And so therefore, I'm actually considering to see if we can burn this thing on the way out. You know, burn London behind us while we're doing other things to that. But we'll also be heading over to Rhenish Akin when we're done. So, what should we do with our time here? Now, there's a number of things that can be done. Now, first of all, I have the knife secret, the profane weapon, and the London rifle. It gives me 8 total when it comes to edge. Connection Underworld would allow me to start illegal fights, which I could get some more cash because I'm a little low, not greatly low, but a little low. But I want to make up enough for that lovely, and I mean lovely, how do I put this? That lovely cask of wine, one of the few 2 comfort objects in the entire game you can get in Paris, which is also a value of 4. So, I mean, theoretically, I could trade in the gun and all of my cash and then sell off one thing for that. But the best thing I could possibly do would be to get this fights going on. Now, the restlessness and, of course, the dread it will decay into will, of course, create a scenario in which I have 10 edge. Now, the thing is, I don't think I have any edge on these artifacts here. And it is possible, by the way. It is possible that there will be, let's see, right? It will be possible that there will be other ways to get that done. Problem is, getting 12 edge is, of course, the easiest way to do it. Now, of course, when we come to the alternatives, which is considered to be the subtle way of doing it, I've not yet figured out how the heck subtle is supposed to go on with, okay. Sometimes things go a little crazy. Yep. Subtle allows you to do something with a little less money, but a chance to get an obscurity. Now, doing subtle with fighting, like I said, is kind of a odd situation. I suppose it can be done. I mean, I guess you put on a mask like a luchador. That would probably be the best way of doing it. I mean, let's face it, luchador magical assassin probably is an anime somewhere out there, or some other, or perhaps a webcomic, because that really kind of is, you know, somebody's something. Now, anyways, yeah, I could do so. I was just checking with, I have the moth. I have a 4 grail, 8 moth, and 12 forage, which would be kind of harder for me to do. So our best bet is to probably try to see if we can get another 2 edge influence or something else like that. So our best bet, if we're going to do that, is to probably head out into Paris. As risky as it is, I prefer to have the fighting start. Now, I can technically do that, but I'd be going out on a limb to do so. I could put the restlessness in to keep that conservative. That would give you 2. Turn around, throw in the knife secret. That would give me 4, mind you. And then we start hoping that we pull something for what will allow us to do so. Allow us to complete the 12. But I'm not thinking that's going to happen. I mean, if this actually goes horribly wrong, the absolute worst that's going to happen to us is that we are going to get the cask of wine. It's not a horrible thing. I mean, I will go for comfort at all times. After all, being comfortable is important. I mean, when you're an assassin in style, you do want to... When you're an assassin, you do want to travel in style, because otherwise you're just a thug. There are too many thugs in this world already. Unfortunately, a trace started. Alright, so medical credentials. We need official connection for that, which we don't have. Now, the thing is, we've already got the trace, so If we want to go for the wine, I will drop a year just because, you know, we're going to have company soon anyways. There's potential I can slay this one too, by the way. Remember, of course, it's if we lose our obscurity entirely. Now, getting a connection underworld is not actually that difficult. It's actually a little more hard. Now, the thing is, if I want to start the fights, I got to start doing it before the dread runs out if I want to get absolute maximum potential on mine. All right, let's move a little fast forward since we only have one card in motion. There is the informant. All right. Dawn. This, however, is giving me a risky combination. Now, I can use Dawn in order to be able to get me the Rage one, which is a 4 edge. But as long as Rage is in play, I can't leave town. Now, the easiest way to do this would be, of course, drop Dawn into here, grab the Defiance Temptation, and then that would give us the Rage one. Now, I'm going to do that. It'd be risky, but life is risk, especially when you're an assassin. While that is going on, might as well start immediately. Oh, I gotta wait till this clears first. But anyways, we pop Paris in right there. Maybe we'll get the cask of wine while we're waiting, making all of this redundant. And then getting the rage silly. Alright, so. While we're here, we now have 294 seconds that we cannot leave. Now, you want to add this last to the, okay, 1 year, boom. We want to add this last because we want it to burn as much as possible. Take those 5 seconds, throw in the dread here. That gives us a total of 2. And of course, like I said before, this is the first prep one we get. Next one will be the probably profane weapon. Actually, the profane weapon, possibly. Because I want to keep the knife secret and the rifle if absolutely necessary to kill someone. If I can. There's always a question of whether I can pull it off or not. So, going on to the next section. Got another trace in play. Quiet warehouse, not necessary unless I was looking for losing a trace. It's a little late for that right now. Like I said, obscurity will help us out a bit. Alright, so now that's consumed the trace. Next thing we want to throw in, like I said, is probably going to be the profane weapon. That will allow us to increase the first fight. So basically we're shooting out, we have our cosmic dread and our pistol. Hey, I can live with that. I switch to normal since I've got so many things going on right now. To keep track of it. Alright, so what are you going to do? Are you going to hesitate again? Alright, so there's the search one. There's that up there going to do so. We're going to need 1 cash to get to Renin Akin, so we get the wine. Alright, so reinforcements are going to summon an assassin or an agent. Now, of course, we got to hope that that agent won't steal any of our stuff because we've got some valuable stuff here we don't want stolen. At the same time, the fight is going on as well. God, traces just keep... Okay, the official connection could be useful if we have to defend our stuff. Also, we can get the medical credentials if we're willing to spend it right now. Now, we don't have a lot of heart, but we could get some in the future. The medical credentials comes to a great scenario. That, however, I think will consume the official connection. Now, we've got 206 seconds before we have to worry about it. Other things may pop up, such as the necessity to guard our stuff. So we're going to hold off for a moment on that because we got a lot of traces hitting. That can be positive in some cases because that means that they'll keep summoning reinforcements up until the last one, of course, which is really an issue. The foe himself. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to see what we can get. Hang on 1 second. Okay, stream settings. Where am I? Analytics. Health, viewer activity. Where is... Ah, there it is. I gotta pop out the... I realize I haven't popped out the chat. Just in case someone actually does show up this late at night. Unlikely, but hey, if you're out there, hope you're enjoying it. Hang on 1 second. Analytics. Boom. Putting everything back into place. Alright, so again, we're hoping to get these fights completed before we have to run. Can't run for a little bit anyways, so we may have to do some fighting as well. Alright, so Flower Maker's Shadow. That will allow us to block a potential attack when you come down to it. It's a thing we've got, we can use it, but again, let's go for... Okay, the fight's going to happen, and we're going to have to throw in something. Now we need another 4 edge. We can either throw in the Rage, but that kills the timer. So we're going to throw in the Lion Hunter's Rifle. Now there's a reason for that. If we actually do You actually do have to run. Okay, there's an assassin. That's a small problem, but it's a small problem. We can take a couple hits if absolutely necessary, and we're still going to be able to win this particular. All right, so yep, he's summoning the next level, which is going to be, of course, a bigger problem. But we'll get on getting on. Come on, come on. What do we got? Ah, there we go. Hello. Juke, is that how you pronounce it? Another underworld connection. Again, that's something we can consider. Now, we have the potential to bounce an agent here. So I am considering popping the official connection by grabbing a gear. Then we're going to grab the medical credentials at the same time while we're here in Paris. Why? Where we have somebody, coming to kill us. Whoops. Whoa, 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 whoa. Blew some time there, and that's the sin. It's going okay. I mean, in the game, we just started, and we got one of the pentiments, which is for the nameless path of the moth ending for the Exile, and it's what I'm kind of hoping to work towards, but I find myself always getting distracted by possibilities. Okay, that's not it. Put that in place, and then put that in place. There we go. So we're going to get the medical license rather quickly. Hopefully we'll retain it as well. In addition, we've got at least, what do we got here? 176 seconds plus what? Another 60. Yeah, we've got at least 2 minutes here. We have to hold off the assassins. So yeah. Again, you can. Yes, this is officially Insomnia Theater, by the way, because I should be getting to sleep, but just get that restlessness going. I'm sure many of you out there, all two of you, can probably relate. Oh god, there's the Reckoner Lord. Problems, 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 always problems. Okay, so buy townhouse, not interested. Still looking for that wine. Now, if we're doing this and we're not sure we're going to get the wine and we're close to doing that, we may want to consider, this we've got to be here for a while anyways, popping some cash over to our next destination so it's 10 less seconds when we do try to get out of here. Oh, there's another trace. Great. Well, any luck, he'll be calling in reinforcements soon. That would be great. Alright, so yeah, it's not just a card in the game. Alright, so we will defeat the fighting in the underground pits of Paris, which I think did actually during this period 1925 have a serious underground network of fightings. There's this lovely video by Rammstein called Deutschland, which, while it's set in Germany instead of France, has this great depiction, one of its scenes, of an illegal fighting pit in this time. I like Rammstein. They're my kind of darkness. Yeah, I'm not moving it fast forward because there's too much stuff going on right now. I still have to hold off for another 3 minutes, I think. Okay, so he's using the trace. Good, good, the search. Come around and he might start something next. We may have to drop an underworld connection on him. I doubt at this point in the game I can fend him off. 5, so he'll probably go for the foe. Ooh, wonderful. Well, I can hold the foe off with a knife secret once. Oh, there's the obscurity. He's going to burn that off. That gives us a little more time. This could be useful if we need to recharge the gun. And I'm feeling like maybe we're going to need to reload our gun soon. Right, so since we're going to be here for at least 30 seconds, we might as well drop the next cache on our way out. Keep this... No, because we keep that one cache for the gun, possibly to recycle. Yeah, got me close. 6 traces, wow. Apparently we've been a little blatant during our fighting. Okay. So we're going to complete all of that. And... Alright. The monies. Ah, the balance ending's tough. You got to have exactly equal for both your health and, there we go, that's a lot of cash. For both your health and your passion runs. I don't think I've actually done that one myself. I think I've just done both the regular endings. Okay, rage me. Okay, so yeah. Search. So it takes 10 seconds, I think, to renew. Nope, 30, but we still should be able to do it with Knife Secret. And we have the connections as well. Night. Ooh, if I really wanted to just start some trouble, could turn the night into, we could, it's like 15 sat. Unfortunately, I can't do it. And if I pull up like this, I think. Actually, throw Paris in for the pot. Possibly getting the wine. I've been doing all this for. Now, 13 seconds. Not gonna make it, fortunately. Oh well. 7 traces. Hello. Hello, Jason. Good afternoon, which makes us say you're not in my neck of the woods. It's 2 in the morning where I am. So if it's afternoon where you are, where exactly is that anyways? Thanks. Well, just to let you know, the game that I'm doing, you're watching right now on episode 9, will actually bug out on episode 12. This is my 3rd run right now. Do my best, but there's one point where she... Okay, are we... Yep. Ah. Hello, Count Zero. Evening for you. Well, 7 p.m. Alright, that puts you... Where are you? You... 9, 11... Oof, you must... Alright, so you're in the Philippines, I was about to say. Philippines. I was about to say over in, where was it? The eastern end of the Pacific. Eastern side of the Pacific. And it looks like I was about right. Can be good at that, because I've been doing this sort of things for long enough. 11 a.m. Australia. I've been to Australia once. Saw Perth and Sydney. God, I was impressed about how clean Sydney was when I was there. Alright, so we have 112 seconds, so we might as well grab... Yeah, it's 2 in the morning where I am. Somnia Theater is en route. Italy. Right, you would be in Italy. It's like... That's CET time? It's like this slow foot race. Waiting for the rage to burn out. Is it? Well, you have to remember, this is when I was in the Navy. This would have been 2002, perhaps. Ah, I'm screwed. Alright, so let's see if we can get out of here before these two carve me up. I have to make 92 seconds. Ah, I may not be able to do it. This would be a very short run, unfortunately. I got too greedy. My foe is striking. So, technique first, because that's guaranteed to do it. And you, my friend, since I have no idea what his defense are, I'm going to block your hostile move. That should go for a little bit right there. What do we have here? Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. Extraordinary wine and the 4 cash we need. Buy it. Alright. Now we got 1 cash in reserve, which is exactly what we'll need, one way or the other. 56 seconds remaining. 26 seconds on the rifle. But yeah, let's see if we get another distraction at the very least. Ah. But yeah, it's a little early to get the foe. Oh, I got some grail. Good. There's the wine. It's quite lovely. 71 seconds before I can leave. Could be problematic. Alright, so yeah, we used technique. Held off his attack. The foe is going to be my next problem. I may have to break out the rifle. Last shot to hold him off, which could break it. Again, since it's the last shot... Oh, what's this? Ended with training. This came in useful. Yeah, the DLC, the Dancer is my favorite of the four. Because it's just a lot more poetic and more in tune with the mystical side, as opposed to this cult side, which is kind of like the creative versus the scientific approach to magic. Lights will be useful, so I can push the other dude away. Alright, back to Paris. Yeah, we need to keep this in play, because we may be running soon. Yeah, well, work is a thing. Yep, this is a new one from the previous one. It was unexpected. I don't know if you've seen the episode that's current. That's all right. The episode that's going to be coming up on Saturday. I forgot. I haven't posted it yet, schedule-wise. The episode. Okay, you're back to the search. Called Chaos Happens, because originally it was just a test to do YouTube Live, and it turns out that you have to, alright, Jason, you have to put the foe at 6 wounds, then pause the game, then put the Defiance card on the communicate with the 6 of the foe's wounds. Yeah, then you can just upright kill him. I mean, I say, if you get him up to 6 wounds and you've got the card at 7, go ahead and drop the card in communication. That's this. I didn't ask you to do anything. That's this one right here. Drop the Defiance like that, and... Okay, but anyways, suffice it to say, you pop in here and then you do so. Alright, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with him. Now the rifle is probably my best bet, since I don't have, I don't know if heights would actually work against him. So yeah, I'm probably gonna risk the last bullet in the rifle. Although it's too close for the gun, unfortunately. The gun can be the next one. Rage is at 45 seconds. I have a glimmering. Yay! A little bit of dread. I can't tell where that's coming from. Alright, so... yeah. Where are we at? As soon as I can use glimmering to stop him. Alright, so... Alright then. 37 seconds. Bow striking. We're going to try to use a bullet to stop him. Could break the gun, but this is the last bullet, so it doesn't matter a lot. Does mean that we're going to have trouble if we try illegal fighting again, but we should be good for money for a bit. Well, actually, no, we spent it all on the wine, didn't we? There's a profane weapon, just in case. Widening the search. Oh, good. You're absolutely useless at the moment. 23 seconds. Well, the thing is, you have to understand, the weaknesses are just a block. They're actually almost useless, and I usually will use the 7 Sisters to cause a wound on the foe. Remember, if you send a Defiant, if you do a Defiance card on him and then give the location card, you will send a telegram that will instantly summon the foe to your position. I do that. I feed, I then use the, one of the Akisha Sisters, or however it's pronounced, to block him, and that immediately causes a wound. You can also use one of the sisters if you don't want to do it with the foe. You can just throw them at any reckoner and they'll immediately devour them without a trace. I mean, literally devour them. Alright, so... see, the curio, the rifle becomes a curio when you do so. It actually increases your comfort. My comfort's now at 5. Yep, 6 wounds. Essentially, what you're doing is, remember, there are 2 gods of edge. The authority and the rebel. What happens is the 2 of you then personify that duo by essentially well, yeah, put the 7th wound on him and he's dead. Yeah, that's kind of how that works. All right, so we may have to take a hit from the foe, which would kind of suck, but boom, rage is out. We are gone. Bye now. We are Marines. We are leaving. Well, what can you say? Killing him is easy. And a lot of times, if you don't have the right comfort cards, it just means you take his place. Well, I'm going to say, just use it as best you can. Remember, my way isn't always the best way. It's a way to do it. Sometimes I'll grind through, sometimes I make mistakes, you know. We're all human, at least I think we're all human. Alright, mechanical credentials, we already have those. Okay, and I don't have anything to block him. His knife secret won't recharge for a long time. I don't have another magic weapon. So, you're just basically going to get hit a couple of times. Now, you, my friend, I can do something about. Now, what I can do is I can try to do a distraction on him. Very small chance that would be what would work on him, but you never know. And you might as well try if you've got it, because we'll probably be gone before he gets another swing in. Right, that's guttural chuckle, long way down. Doesn't look like that's what... I'm going to guess that wasn't it, one of them. So we're going to get hit once by him. Oh, it's probably ship. Never mind. If we're going to be here, still run that in case we get another distraction. Getting distracted myself. Yeah, I got hit. Yep. That's going to hurt. Gonna need, yep, 2 wounds. Here we go. Hopefully this will not, don't have to start a whole new one this time. Okay, because I still have all of this stuff that I have to move. Now, I might be able to get ahead of him on this. Might. Or it could take 5 wounds before we're done here. That would be bad. Alright, so... Okay, front weapon, please. And get us out of here. Alright, so you're going to get another hit one more time. It's very hard as a noob. Not a distraction, unfortunately. Yeah, we're going to take 4 wounds at least before we get out of here. Well, we got the wine. There's that. Ow. Come on, come on, come on. Faster, faster, faster. Well, no, everybody's going at the same speed, so yeah. Boom. 4 wounds total. Yeah, they do stack at the exact same time. And we can leave now, please. Leave. Leave. Oh, thank gods. Oh, and Paris. There is a wolf divided end. Yes, it's very hard to get. Wait, so the trace... Oh, the Chamberlain left a message at the hotel where I used to stay. It's one word, noon. Doesn't tell me where I need to be at noon, but Chiana is always good at finding people when she needs to. Alright. No, there is a wolf divided one, which you both decide to personify the war as nothing but pure chaos. Okay, that's a potential pentiment if you get all the pieces. And I'm going to take a second here. Also, a bit miffed that, in fact, I have a trace to start with. Oof, plus all these wounds. The wounds, however, ironically give me a forward 4. I think I can actually use these for the mission here, which is kind of hilarious. I will defeat the monster with my big wounds. Thank you. But yes, divided end is hard to do because you need to... Alright, the trick is you can't be dedicated to either the Colonel and you can't be dedicated to the Linesmith. You have to be undedicated but still make to 7. And there's only one way to do that. The one way to do that is to... Hang on. Is to create an uprising, assist an uprising, and then use the wolf's shadow, the divided wolf shadow part of the uprising, because that will create 2 defiance. It's the only way to get to 7 defiance without being dedicated. But it's hard because there's only 2 places you can do it. I think one is Stalingrad, and I can't remember the other one, because you have to have both a connection to radicals and the wolf's shadow to be able to pull it off. So yeah, if I ever pull it off, it will be an epic series. I'll tell you that much. Alright, so Winter and Knock work, but I need the Edge and Moth. Yep. And it's right there. It's only a 12, that. Marrakesh New Renish Akan. Republics come, republics go since the Great War. Just now, Akan is a republic under French patronage. It should be gone before it collapses. Yeah. Troubled, Colonel, residents, and preparations. We might as well get those preps done. 3 cash. We just set ahead of us. Get that done. We have to make some serious thoughts here, because that's going to cause us trouble. Do we go for Lala? Because it's going to take about the same amount of time it would do illegal fighting. She's good with a 6 edge, and I need a total of 10 edge in order to be able... Yeah, we're in Northern Africa, in the French empires, and there will be Germans and French and English all throughout here fighting each other in about 12 years from this point in time. Okay, so I think, like, Lala herself can do 6 of the edge I need. Then I need 4 edge, which I can get from... it's probably not 4 edge in one place. The alternative is 10 moth. That's a 10 moth. I need 2 more for confusion or such. I don't have another 2 anywhere. So yeah, not entirely sure we're going to be able to pull her off. Now we may have to instead sacrifice her and simply use her as a local contact to hold off any opposition. Now since we already have him. Pretty intrigued at the Wolf Divided Hour. Yeah. The Wolf Divided is the primal force of destruction. It's the first god of the Edge. Now, what happened is when the Colonel and the Lionsmith... Colonel first, because the Lionsmith came later. The Colonel took on the mantle of the Edge after the Incalciate, basically when humans overthrew the original gods of stone and took their mantles. Let's get our exit card. He took on the Edge and became kind of a conduit between humanity and the wolf, because dealing with the wolf itself, a primal force of destruction, is dangerous, as it might as easily devour you. Can you use Uprising Wolf Shadows simultaneously to reach 7? Yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to get 5 in the other direction, right? You have the Wolf Shadow. The Uprising requires 12 edge. Wolf Shadow, I believe, is 6 edge, so you can use it for half of your requirements. That means is that you basically run the Wolf Shadow as your first resource, then cobble together the other 6 edge from different resources. So yeah, we're not going to be staying here long. I'm sorry, Lala. I mean, we might get lucky and kill the guy, but that's just going to delay things. And yeah, it will consume the Wolf Shadow, but like I said, there's only 2 places you can do that. One of them, I believe, is Stalingrad, or Leningrad. I don't know what the other one is off the top of my head. And yeah, basically they'll give you 2, so all that does is means you can get to 7 without duplicating yourself. Oh great, we're going back to Munich, Germany soon. Alright, so nothing else to do while we're here. The question is, do we want to send any money ahead? And since we'll probably be here for these 30 seconds, that's not a bad idea. As you can see, you know, we need 1 to get out of here. And if I don't get something pricey, I can use the Beguiling Curio as a 1 cost. So basically I can get back the gun money, the money we spent on the gun. Now the single trace might give us an assassin, it might give us an agent. We don't know, unfortunately. The wounds, unfortunately, are going to be here for a long time. Yeah, we're not going to be sewer diving with Lala this time around, which is unfortunate. She's probably my favorite, possibly second favorite companion. She and the baker are the ones that the baker... Oh, there's the chapel, which you definitely want to go to. Go, 52 seconds. I think I can wait that out. The chapel of the Colonel, since we're not dedicated, we can use that as we are a devotee of war. And in about 50 seconds, that's exactly what I'll do. That'll bring us up to a 4 edge, which is going to make things a little easier in some cases. Like I could have used that with Lela to go diving. That's 4 and that would make 10. That would be and then I have to have 2 slots to get the others in, which I think I could probably do with 2 of my wounds, ironically. So these games, you know, I'll use the power of my wound, a profane weapon, and my best friend to be able to create a mystic resonance to get through this challenge. Why are you looking at me like that? The ironic thing is, as I said before, magic is actually empowered symbolism. So what that means is that you have the actual, I think it's 22 seconds. Let's go in. Now, I don't have the ability to lose trace, which would be useful right now, because that would at least buy me some time. Because you have to go through the trace and get obscurity. Discreet Office only costs 1. That's good. I can use that for a disguise, but now the biggest problem is I need to get a 2nd card that can handle deception. Yes. All right. 3 seconds remain on the knife secret. Recharge. Good. Now the thing is, not only does increasing your rank with these things increase the amount of edge that this particular one will give you, it also decreases the amount of time it takes to recharge, which is super important. Now, if you remember that bugged one, if you've seen the previous run, it was bugged, so I kept getting bodies, and I used those to spam my edge going up. Heights, I'll use it if I have to. It's one way of blocking an attack. I only have the pistol now. He's not going to attack, though. He's going to steal shit from me, which is a problem. Okay, so we have to consider what we're going to do about this. Now, the ironic thing is getting better traces. Yep, theft or sabotage. If I don't get a connection here, I screwed. Yeah. Only thing going to the connections or a decade to try to them off. Now, I'm probably not going to spend a decade. I'm not spending a decade. It is completely different. You're not a mage, you're an assassin with magic tricks. Oh, God. Gonna steal something if I'm really unlucky. And I can't get out of here fast enough, unfortunately, because of the shrine. It uses the same card as travel. Alright, so this more or less is going to determine quite a bit. Nope, Dawn. Alright, so yeah. Can't use Dawn much here. Alright, so yeah. Okay, so there's a possibility we could lose something if we don't get really lucky. Now, again, even if I travel, it's going to be quick. Alright, so yeah. Stealing the medical credentials isn't super bad. I mean, it's bad. It's kind of a waste, but it will allow... Oh, silly me. Why aren't I... Yeah, right. 3 city cards. Wow. Why am I doing that? Silly me. Kind of got paralyzed by losing the medical credentials. Alright, so... Abilities lessened. That's 4 edge, which is good. Search. You might go to making a trace next. Now, we have to consider if we're going to bolt now. And it might be pretty smart. If you look, we really haven't gotten... Alright, there's a couple of things we can get here at Ranesh Ak, but I don't... Anything that... The chapel was the big one, because the only thing I can get is a rifle and, of course, Layla, which we're not going to have the opportunity to do. We'll have the opportunity to use her to block, however. So, we are heading directly to Munich. Using this one cash. And we're gone. Well, that's a good one to grab first. Yeah, well, it was fun while it lasted. And I got to say, I got to go to the desk and say, Dr. Casual, room for one. Widening the search, which is good, which means he's going to go for making a trace, which means we're going to get out of here without losing anything else. Because we're already on our way out. That thing was, the trace wasn't even, that's a bug, which is really annoying, because we would have Layla if I hadn't gotten bugged. So it's not clean build yet. It's clean enough for me to try. Oh, thanks. That's exactly what I needed 10 seconds ago. Well, 30 seconds ago, but yeah. And the wounds are still going down. The gun's gone, just good and bad. The bug is trace held over from the previous city. We had a trace running when we left, and rather than it disappearing, as it's supposed to when I leave town, it stuck. So we started with one trace in town, and it was annoying. Because, there we go. Don't you take my line. Okay, so right, they launched a trace, which is what they wanted to do. Widening the search. I think we're out of here safely. We only have the curio, which is not a major loss if we do lose it. Yep, see, this thing should... have removed itself. Oh yeah, it's still there. Alright, so. You taunt me, sir. And we should be leaving. Yeah. Our stuff's packed at this point. There's no threat. Probably out of town before they can do so. But yeah. So we lost the medical credentials. Not huge. I was worried you're going to lose something of higher value. But there's a chance to get it in the future if we want. But we're in Munich next, which is great. And has the reference to the future. I will probably all remember if you've seen my previous ones. Can't use 2 offices, by the way, to get a deception. I mean, to get rid of a trace. It's hilarious. I would... Yep, they're trying to grab something. There's nothing there, and we're gone. Alright, so at least the trace is cleared properly this time. And we're back. Alright, so, hi Jennings. I gotta check on Jennings. It is. It's a lot of work. Basically, I will use the wiki in this one because there's literally no way for me to do this without so. Every single town is different, has different requirements. Yeah, my agreement on Trace. Trace is it's a good thing that Trace is definitely gone. Give me 1 second, by the way. Double checking a couple things. Alright, so yeah. Let's see, receive gone. Switch over to Munich. Right. Now the thing is that Jennings will give us, if we want to take Jennings as a 6 heart, which, you know, would have been really great with the medical credentials, because he's an actual doctor, or technically a vivisectionist. Do anybody out there know what a vivisectionist is? Oh look, it's still here. The weird thing is I could use that if I really wanted to, but the only thing I'm going to get I'd want is the rifle, and that's pretty common. Right, we have our cash. That's our ticket money out. Low on cash again. Sell the curio at any time for cash, or just trade it for something else. I'm going to hold off on checking out town until we have our exit strategy, per usual. 2 cash. Oop. Sorry, displayed a kind of weird thing there. Jennings is a possibility, and yeah, I kind of wish I didn't have to restack these every time we left town. Weapons. That goes there, this goes there, there, and that goes there. I mean, I have a lot of grail in this run. You know, not saying it means anything, it's just a little weird. Oh my god. 0 traces, which means there's a chance that he will in fact leave us. Going to Strasbourg also will mean that we do so. If I want to deal with Jennings' thing, I've got 4 edge. I need 12 in order to defeat this thing. I've got 4 edge off the top. I've got 2 on the gun, and that's it. Since I'm probably not going to try to pull the same thing with a rage card, and it wouldn't even give me enough anyways. The alternate way of doing that would be to get, well, Moth 8. I can do that from the painting, and then get 12 winter edge or... Oh my god, I can do this. Yeah. Yes, they cut up living people and animals. So he's a duelist, he's a vivisectionist, and he's a damn good surgeon, because ironically you can learn a lot about fixing people by taking them apart while they're still functioning. That I suppose they had to do before they magnetic resonance imaging. Or x-rays for that matter. Okay, so yeah. So the question is, what... Yeah, here's the bug, by the way. It's still there. I feel like I'm doing beta testing against my will, and I can do this with Jennings. It's ironic, but I can. First, let's talk to Jennings. Very interesting. And don't forget, in the main game, he's one of your patrons who wants to get both. I know he gets heart lore, but I think it might also be edge lore as well. So, yeah, this is 10 years before the hand. Count Jennings, click conceal and bows. I have heard of your troubles, he tells me. It would be interesting to accompany you, but first let me invite you to participate in a competitive social occasion. No, I must insist. Alright, so we can do this. It's going to be risky, but, you know, we've been nothing but risk so far. Start this. The resource we want to put in is this one, because the first 2 missions can be done with Moth, which also, ironically, will give us a two subtlety cards, which means we could get an obscurity out of it. So we're going to risk this. Just because. Yes, duels, actually. You have to go through 3 of them. The first one's just a regular guy with a sword. The second one is possessed by a Greek god, a spirit of war. And the third one, what is the third one? I've forgotten that one. Oh yeah, agony. Ordeal. Basically, they just beat on you. 2 duels, and they just beat on you, and so you don't... and if you say mercy, they you lose. Reckoners have arrived. Okay, there's a chance that they'll bypass us. If not, we'll begin our usual dragging through to see if we can grab anything on the way out. Yeah, what's the gift? That escalated quickly. Well, this is not a dueling society. This is a cult. It's a cult dedicated to edge, which is why you can use edge for all of the tests. I mean, it is Cultist Simulator. We're not in a cult, but there are cults all around us. Search. Let's see. There's a chance they'll bypass us, but let's find out. That's why we're staying low. Right, okay, smoke and mirrors, using trickery, because we have the 8 here, and if you see that, it requires either 4 moth or 4 edge. We're using moth. Now, we do have to build up 12 heart or 12 heart or 12 edge or 12 winter for the final test. Yeah, I heard mixed reviews about that. The box set was said to be good, the digital was no good, and it certainly wasn't appropriate for a channel, and I'm just kind of like, I don't have webcams and or the software set up for doing multiple people, and I'm not sure, since there'll be props where they can't give them to me virtually, it really wouldn't work for the channel, unfortunately, so I kind of bypassed it. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, by the way, is I'm tossing in Jennings, because the last competition requires... Nope, I can't toss in Jennings, sorry. I'm tossing in one of my wounds, and whichever wound... Yeah, this one. We'll decay first. Alright, that brings me up to 4 winter, and I'll have 3 opportunities to bring us up to 12 winter. But yeah, I'll be able to do this. So long as I don't get killed. I mean, the universe is great, and frankly, an RPG would work in this world. Undiscovered. Excellent. Sometimes this is a game where you want to stay low. So, since we're just waiting for counters to go, I'm going to switch over to fast forward. I mean, it's actually, you know, edging on real occultism, as I've already overlapped a few systems on that. And yeah, the next lore episode is about 3/4 done. When it comes for the lore and tricks, because it's going to be on the rituals and what they mean in universe, as well as in more generalized occultism. It's the one that matches the rites. I mean, I will do a dedicated Dora video to the backstory of the game. The next one planned of that, because it was unlocked, was TTRPG, tabletop, that's it. So there didn't used to be a designation, RP just mean RPG, and it's of course, you know, bred outwards, so it's a different field, so I'm just trying to keep up, an oldster like me. How old am I? I'm old enough to remember the original Chainmail and Castles, which is what came before D&D system. Yeah, before I had role-playing books before the original box basic set from TSR. That's how long I'm doing this. OG, G meaning gamer. Right, okay. Boom, night deepens. Using patience, 12 winter from the 3 wounds for the 12th test. So yes, we've used patience. I'm guessing we were kind of zen on the whole thing. Literally, we zoned out completely in a zen trance while they're just beating us with... You use your imagination on that one. You do? Oh my god. Do you still have the cover? Because mine actually came off on one of the books before I had it a year. It was very cheap. Boom. All the wounds back, and we've got our good friend, Jennings, who's going to take our scar, which is an interesting one, because it gives us 2 heart and 2 winter. So again, we've got a lot of winter going. Winter is always my jam on this thing. Seriously, oh my god, they're all different times now. So you never took it out of the box, I'm saying. It's what you're saying. It's probably a very good idea. Alright, so we want to get to Strasbourg, but... Yep, okay. Not leaving yet. I mean, we have no reason to leave. We're going to get Jennings. He's good to have. Jennings, by the way, plus the scar is 8 heart. All you need is 4 heart to go along with that, and boom, you've got, you know, your thing. But again, we need the medical credentials for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our standard. Let's find something in Munich and try not to find trouble. Now, if I'm right, yeah, there's 1 shrine and a rifle, basically. Yeah. We got this. If we get the shrine and our edge up to 6, I'll be happy. If we set the place on fire, I will also be happy. I mean, have you ever opened the box? I mean, the thing was, I remember trying to puzzle out the difference between kobolds and goblins. That's how new the whole thing was. There's the scar. Boom. Okay. Deep breath. Oh yeah. There was a certain purity to the game back then, but also the simplicity. Ah, there we go. Night. Now, The simplicity sometimes lent itself. Now I can't use this up, unfortunately, because now if I use it up, I'll get a dread, which is 2 edge, just by itself. Don't think about anything else. And dread doesn't affect us in this game. We are not a magician. The cosmic state of the universe does not actually depress us. Now, what we could have done is if we had something else like a office, since it has aids deception, we've done so. Dread. Like I said, we got another edge. Oh god. All of this. All of it's crazy. Jennings, can you do something about this? Because we got the 1 trace. Should we consider just dumping some cash? Since again... Right. Yeah, let's raise cash hurriedly. We're going to be coming out of here real fast anyways with that trace. So we might as well just speed up the process with a little bit of cash. A certain purity to the old RPGs that we can burn the place down. Oh, it's tempting, by the way, because once we burn the place down, we get a false trail counter, which means when I get to Strasbourg, I basically will not have anybody coming in on me. So, in order to burn it down, by the way, to burn down the world, or at least Munich, which, by the way, Munich, if I start a radicals, the Munich radicals are the proto-Nazis. Yeah, I will be assisting the proto-Nazis in trying to overtake the government 10 years earlier. We're doing the beer hall push all over again. Sometimes you gotta pick your friends. You don't pick your allies, they pick you. Alright, so train uprising. Assist in uprising. We need 12 heart. Oh my god. Which I can use all my wounds again. Going for it. Now, if I do that, because God, I am a little tense. If I do that, is there anything in Munich that I think I can pick up? Because I will be blowing up all possibilities at that point. Not really. I could get the medical credentials, and I can get the shrine. The shrine is the biggest loss here, but the problem with doing that is, I mean, we gotta consider our stuff here. If I do this, it will burn all traces and give us a however, I'll still have to deal with anybody who's left. Now, the problem is, once I put the card in and start using the radicals to burn the place down, that means that I will have to access to be able to go to do the card. Now, I could do Renish a King, I guess. Yeah, let's do this. Let's make the bug work for us. So what we're going to do is we'll purchase 1 year connection with radicals. Okay? We're also going to need a place. I forgot about that. Oh, well. It'll still be useful for the moment because, you know, I'll need to get a warehouse or something. Alright, so radicals, even if we don't use it, it's still useful in a lot of ways. 6 edge, 8 edge, 8 moth, 6 forge. So, besides, it's just 1 year. Oh god, we have friends with the Nazis. Proto-Nazis. These are just Bavarian nationalists, as they like to call themselves. Oh, look at that. Oh, I am getting teased. Now, the radicals... Huh. If I've got to set... Alright, I got to look this one up because I haven't done this in a long time. But you can try to betray one... Like, break up with one of your connections in an attempt to be able to get a connection in the opposite direction. Radicals opposite would be... official connection. 70% chance of doing that, which would allow me to get the, well, that, and I'd have all that, and I could do a doctor thing somewhere else. I'm going to give it a try. Because I don't see us burning the place down quite yet. Because, again, I need a place to stay to do that. So. Oh, it's so tempting. Alright, so we have 3 traces, which means we're going to have company soon. Almost no chance of doing the burn down at this point. And the only thing that will stop me from doing the connections radicals, burning the connections radicals, is if that up there shows me the warehouse or a similar place of residence. Boom. Alright, so what do we have here? Underworld connections. Not going to do it. So, let's provoke my connections. I might gain an official connection instead. Alright. Now, if we're going to do that, we might as well continue our search for stuff, including the shrine. Phew. All about risk versus reward. Alright, what do we got? Dawn. Again, I can't use that to get either the Tranquility or Rage. Rage means he's leaving. Tranquility means I won't be able to use the Shrine if I catch it. Alright, we need that Shrine, damn it. The Dawn can become Fascination, however, if I do it that way. Yep, you can. There's two ways to do it. Several ways to do it, but the two basic ways of doing it is to travel to the Shrine and use your edgelore, or to kill someone, relinquish the body, and with the... Remember, Fascination does not affect us. Just a 2-moth influence. Or you can go relinquish, using this one here, a body with... Oh, wow. We showed up. We got some more time here. Right, so, official connection. Alright, that would give us the medical credentials. Pause, thank you. Trace. Wow. Alright, so we blew that. So, basically, we don't have much to do here. Traces are way too high, but yeah, put the body... Alright, put a body in here, doing the Reckoner's body after you kill them, then put the lore, and that will increase it. That's actually easier to do. This, you know, it's easier to find somebody to come to try to kill you, as you can kill them back, but yeah, I was hoping for an official connection, but you have one anyways here. If I burn 1 year, and I can get credentials, which with Jannings makes a lot of sense. Got the opportunity, we'll break our second decade. Oops. You do that, you do that. Get in there. Get back our medical credentials. Now what we need to do in the future, well, might as well do this while we're here. There's just too many things going on. I'm switching back to normal speed. So I'd have less chance of missing something, which is important. Okay, so once we get the official connections, and hopefully I'll get to Shrine shortly to be able to show you to you. Then medical credentials and official connections. Boom, medical credentials is back in play. Persistence is how you're going to win the game. Too bad I didn't get to burn down Munich, but, you know, that will happen in the future. Right then. Credentials in play. Excellent. Goes over in this line. Yep. Years is literally... Yep. Years is the currency of life. Literally, we murder people. Dedicate it to the Cindered Tally, which, by the way, is... Fortunately, it has some Thor. It tells you which of the death gods you actually will do that. But essentially, you absorb like 100 people's lives, 100 years of people's lives or something, that you steal from your magical assassination, all the potential life they could have had, and suck it into this, which means that's the energy they would have expended during their entire life. That is a form of currency in the underworld, collected by the Reckoners, which is the organization that we just left. Why? We're not liked so much by them, because we stole 77 years, which is a lot of work. It's very valuable in the underworld, although the regular people don't know what it is. Okay, so yeah, medical, yeah. We have some time before we have to worry about leaving. Let's see, if I'm right, I'm not a huge amount. The only reason I'd be staying if I want to get, yeah, the Shrine. Oh, come on. Couple of tries to get us the Shrine, which also means that I have no reason not to send our cash ahead to Strasbourg. We have at least one less thing to worry about. Wiring the money. Yep, the cash is, of course, cash. It's just the regular money everybody uses. Why the stolen years and decades are a form of currency that only a certain elite will understand. Now you understand why people are willing to risk their lives as to become our connections, because obviously there it is, Cellar Watan. The deepest cellar of the National Theatre stands a stern image carved of the Black Forest oak. 60 years ago, the Swan King staged a grandiose premiere of his favorite composer's new opera, The Black Swan, probably. It didn't go well. The stage trappings were banished down here and forgotten. Now the image's eye has been scarred out to make him blind, and those who know of the place's power form their harsh devotions. It basically turned it into an icon of the Colonel, because the Colonel is blind. Because the Colonel, in order to gain the power of the coil, the serpentine coil, which is like a Hydra-like eldritch being that he wanted the power of, had the serpent could turn people to stone if they saw him, essentially like a Medusa. So he clawed his eyes out, or had his eyes clawed out by the priestess, who became the mother of ants. Yeah, there are going to be a lot of lore episodes on this because it's really complicated. But yeah, so we have, where were we? Oh yeah, the cellar. Get into the cellar, right. Put in Blood's Lesson, which is a 4. And now we do this out. Yep, it's Mother of Ants, but also the Mother of Serpents. Also the Mother of the Abyss, because that's what Knock is. It's the abyss between worlds, the original nothing. 6 traces. Wow, it took you a while to find me, guys. It's a pretty cool story, but you also have to realize that it's also where everything started going wrong, because when the humans knocked down the gods of stone, they disrupted the natural order of the universe, just damaged the Mansis, and the broken state of the world that we are currently adventuring in is due to it. Because humans, couldn't just mess up their world, they had to mess up, well, it's not heaven, but it's something. Ooh, do we send the last cache ahead of us to Strasbourg? I don't see the point, really. It's 10 seconds. This guy's still got a hesitation. Yeah, I mean, there's still a chance that we could buy... The only thing that I would buy here right now is the unusual weapon, the rifle. And that's only cost 1, so we're gonna send the other cache ahead. Strasbourg. Here we go. Because, it's gonna get hot here real fast. 7 traces. The Mallory? You mean the Sacred Forge? I can't pronounce it. Yeah, the Forge of Days. There you go. Operation Styx, 6 Edge. We worship the gods of war shrine. Because we are, of course, an assassin. Warrior of the Dark. Alright, so. Discreet office, unnecessary. Okay. When we have the card back, we'll begin leaving because there's really nothing else to do here. You have to go through and get the assassin. Yep, there we go. They're going to come and summon the assassin shortly, which means we need to be gone. It is Strasbourg that we go. Here we are. Bon voyage. Munich. Quiet warehouse. If we had you a while back, we would have burned down the city. It's probably a good thing we didn't. Sometimes, take our jobs a little too seriously. Just because we're a god of war doesn't mean we have to burn down every city that we walk into. Just the ones that don't please us. Eesh. Yeah, the Forge of Days... Alright, so first of all, the Forge of Days technically may not have been the bad guy in that one, because the sun god in virtually every pagan religion dies to be reborn. And the whole point of this game, by the way, is my point of view, is to catch... Oh, can't I burn you down? Well, maybe... Oh god, that would be hilarious if I could burn down the next neighborhood. Alright. Yeah, and the Forge would have tried to destroy the sun completely in order to create the new sun, but instead we're kind of... How do I put this? Things kind of got stuck halfway. In other words, the sun isn't all the way dead. It's broken into 4 pieces, which includes the wolf divided, by the way. And those pieces need to complete their death cycle, which I think is what the whole point of the Grand Pilgrimage is at the... Which is it's kind of the apocalyptic event in which the next gods of the Mansis ascend to, well, to the dawn, really, into the glory itself. Yes, I know, it's complicated, but apocalyptic religions have been around for a long time. Basically, it's the cosmic reset. If everybody screws it up, too bad, we can just blow it up and start all over again. Which is what I think is going to happen to this universe. Yes, in both the in-game universe and our universe. Okay, so it's probably been about an hour and 3 minutes, and I think once we hit our next destination, we're probably going to call it as an episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Kind of getting the impression that I should probably... Oh, there we go, right. Don't touch the history eraser button. Anyways, I should probably, lost my train of thought there. Happens constantly. Let's get these cards. Alright, tall shape waits for me in a little garden by the museum. If I don't look too closely, it might be a man draped in blankets. Let's say it is. I don't look at him as he whispers to me, but I come away with some of the hidden ways of Strasbourg. In other words, there's some Fey-like creatures in Strasbourg. They give us 1 obscurity, which is always good. And get our items back in place here. The weapon over here. I mean, it's good to have the gun, but it's the weakest weapon. Curia goes over here. You go over here. That goes here. These are items that are penitent or can become penitents. That's just travel stuff, and that's just travel stuff. Like, travel stuff goes over here. Right, so we also had the opportunity to use the medical credentials here, which is good, because we would not only have Jennings at 6 heart, we'd have all of my old wounds. So hopefully we'll get something relatively quickly in order to do that, to set up our own stuff and to grow our obscurity. Anyways, like I said, this is Fantastic Worlds saying farewell from Lovecraft Country, because we're at the hour 5 minute, and usually I don't like processing an episode longer than an hour. It takes a while, especially if I do it at 1080p, although I've been doing 720p due to the bandwidth issues. If you really like what I've been doing, down below the gum replayment. Right, no. First, if you like what I'm doing, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button if you subscribe. Okay, got that part right. But if you really like what I'm doing, down below, if on the YouTube side, will be links to the Gumroad payment platform. You can become a supporter, get additional material, unlock additional material for the episode. And things are coming in the future. We shot past 1,000, which means that we're moving into some of the heavier lore episodes. I've already, like I said, got 75% of the next lore episode done. I just need to finish the script to record because of all the graphics. And we'll be diving more into the mystical systems of the Cultist Simulator universe and a little real-world occult on the side. Anyways, I'll see you next time.
I'd like to thank my Acolyte-level supporters, whose contributions help this channel grow and hastens the inevitable digital apocalypse and rise of the Dark Lords of Content and Data.